All right. Good evening, everybody. It's been 2 weeks. I've got things behind me. That's good. I've been doing a lot of work. Welcome to MSP Backline. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on. My last couple of Tuesdays and Thursdays have been filled with a mixture of work and workish play. I am also a vocalist, and so I do perform on occasion with my mother's band and on occasion with her, just the two of us. So I had a lot of performances going on, so couldn't make it. Also had an emergency client that we added on, big orthodontist, and so that was a lot of heavy lifting, and that kind of took me out of the mix for a bit too. I guess I could have shared it with you, except I was also moving into a new PC. So I'm in a PC that has a bit more, resources for me to play with. Welcome to MSP Backline. My name is Shayla. We are gathered here today to work. This is the night shift, which is exactly what it implies, that it is at night and it is a shift and we are working. We're doing IT work. I am part owner of an MSP firm, and we support multiple clients around an area, Southern Bakersfield. If you know, then you know. There's no need to be all, I am at location but tonight I do have something going on. I'm not going to necessarily share it with you guys per se. I may share bits and pieces. I'm going to keep myself open for chat. We really haven't been getting much in the area of streamers, people that are joining with us during the live, and that's okay. Again, if you are here with us, enjoy the music, enjoy the calming sound of my voice, because we will work together to solve some problems. Either it'll be tickets that I have not finished for the day, or in some instances, like the last recording that I did, we did a mass update of, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was engagement. I think it was CCH engagement is what it was, at an accounting firm. Tonight we are going to be doing a dolphin update at an orthodontist office. It's really not that complex. As far as the organizing is concerned, my co-partner, my co-pilot, actually put in work for our last two mass deployments and just ironing out how we're going to distribute the systems amongst the folks that are working with us, helping us out. And so she did that. We've got a sheet that we're all working in co-management like, and we all have about 11 machines betwixt us. And let me check my notes here, see if she's left any information. And this is like super different setup for me because my camera's like right here in front of my face. Usually it was historically it's been about a foot and a half further back, and outside of that it was up on my monitor. I still have the one up on my monitor, but I'm trying to work on what I've got going on behind me, get a little bit more stuff going on, so there's not a plain white wall, and just trying to make improvements where I can. I'm happy to have you here with me. We support all things Microsoft. We support mostly Dell machines. I'm really good at mass managing Dell machines. They have a very robust back-end system for managing drivers at the command level. So we do that. Heavy Office 365 cloud work. You'll see all kinds of things here as time goes on. But I am so happy to be back. It feels really good to be in front of this camera. I mean, I know, like I said, I don't have much going on right now, but I am okay with that, and that's just the way that it's gonna have to be. Oops, dang, this is the wrong window. Alright, that'll do. Getting my windows adjusted. So happy to see you guys here again. Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at my ticket queue. Oh yeah, we do all things Datto as well. Hopefully I'll get some sponsorships from them at some point in time. all things Datto. We work in Autotask. We work in Datto RMM. We use a plethora of their tools for our clients, whether they realize it or not, that we extend to support them. You know what? Let me pull up Notepad, because if I'm not going to talk to you about what I'm doing, if I'm not going to necessarily share that with you, we're looking at default apps, XML. What I want to make sure that I do is at least give you an outline of what's going on, so you know what I'm doing, even if I'm not talking to you. Make everything. It doesn't really matter. That's not working the way I want. Let's see. We can just zoom. I'll make it H1 and we'll zoom. Okay, Dolphin management. All right, so we'll say clients. We'll say endpoints. Oh, whoa. Okay, so endpoints. If I could type. Let's see. Endpoints we have 42. Let me check my sheet. I don't know if all of them have management installed. Sorry. Tracy looks better. I feel like it's more pointed toward me when it looks crooked in the microphone, but I gotta get over that. Yep, 42. 42 endpoints. All right. And one server. Oh my gosh, where are my fingers wrong? One session host, one server, one endpoint. Let me triple check myself on that. Yep, there's that. All right, server. Okay. Now there is a checkpoint from, and actually, let's see here. Alright, so, there we go, that looks nice and pretty-ish. Okay, so, for prep, to get the information that she got for this, what we basically do is we go into the RMM and we pull a software report based on the products that are installed. So in this particular instance, our server we're only doing an update of Dolphin management. So we did a report to see what systems have Dolphin management installed on them. And so that is a list from which we are working, and that we'll be marking up to indicate that we're done. So confirm installed systems. That's how we came up with our numbers up there at the top. Let me make sure my music's still going. Got quiet. All right. Sorry, I skipped to live. Oh, big shout out to Lo-Fi Girl, whose music plays in the background. Really appreciate it, because it doesn't give me a copyright strike or anything like that, but it's still my kind of tunes for work like this. So for prep, we confirmed the installed systems. And this is super broad. I'm trying to think of how deep I want to go into this, because it's really not that complex, so I really don't. Confirm installed systems. check the backup schedule. Now, the reason we want to check the backup schedule is because we want to try to avoid doing this update during a backup. So let me go check that now, and I'll give you some information on that. I'm going to go into my Unify view because, again, like I said, I am hardcore Datto or Kaseya, whatever they are. Who knows who'll buy them next. Oh, thank goodness. Organization dropdown will soon be replaced with an improved user interface to filter organizations directly in the search and filter noise. All right, let's take a look for this orthodontics firm. Looks like we've got some good backups. We've got a backup that started 2 hours ago and 3 hours ago. The server that we're going to be backing up is our production server. I'm going to hop onto the production server, and I'm going to manually start a backup right now so that this backup, by the time the rest of my crew gets to their home office to help, we're not all working together tonight. By the time they get back there, I ideally will have gotten a secondary backup or an immediate backup, because the next one isn't for another 2 hours. So we're going to pop that off right now. That is for like last resort restoration, okay? I don't really want to have to do anything off of a full backup if I don't have to, because it takes too long to get that backup in place and up and ready for production. I'm not expecting any type of catastrophic situation to happen such that I would need that backup anyway, but let's be prepared. We're going to always want to be prepared. Backups, we live our lives off of backups, so that is running, because the moment you don't have a backup is the moment that, I don't know, some ferret chews on an electrical line at your main office in the midst of your upgrade and causes catastrophic failure, that way. So that's just, them's the breaks. I don't like the way I'm situated. I want to be, and I think I made this move. Yeah, that's better. That feels better for me. All right. Yeah, I know that looks weird on the camera, but it looks right to me as far as feeling like the microphone is in my mouth and I don't have to, or at my mouth and I don't have to. All right, so backup. So we get that initial backup. Again, last resort type of backup. The other thing that we'll do, because we are dealing with the VM here. Now, if you're dealing with a physical server, then yeah, that's your only option. If something goes catastrophically wrong, you have no real flexibility and choice but to restore bare metal. Most of our environments are running virtualized. So in this particular instance, the other thing that I'll do to back myself up is I will do a checkpoint before I get started. All right. In this particular instance, there is already a checkpoint of this server, but since I'm running a backup right now, I'm going to let that ride, and before I get started and take my next backup, or rather checkpoint for tonight, I'll get rid of the checkpoint from August. When this company was with a different firm, this was the emergency org that we took on a couple weeks ago. I miss them. I worked with them before. It's a small town here in Bakersfield. We might be the only MSP in town where, everybody's not cracked out. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays. So, backups. I'm just taking a look at a couple of other things here. Okay, so this third server, I need to get a backup of, but I'm not going to do that until they're actually utilizing it, which I don't think they're doing right now. All right. Trying to see if this backup is doing anything yet. It's still scanning for changes or refresh my console, see if maybe I'm getting some feedback here. Let my crew know. I'm gonna get back up right now on the server. We will not begin until the backup is complete. I can issue a command to restart. To restart the workstations now. Oh my gosh. Do you know how bad I've missed streaming? I quickly got addicted. I miss streaming so badly that I almost just turned on my stream just for the hell of it. I just streamed during the day. If I wasn't worried about, you know, like something I might say or client information becoming, you know, open to the public, I'd stream all the time as far as work is concerned. But I still have much more video training to do, editing training. I was also waiting on my system for that too, so I'm gonna jump back into that full steam now that I've gotten all of everything moved over, particularly OBS Studio and all my plugins and stuff that I use. Oh yeah, Thursday, honestly, straight up, I was so frustrated with getting OBS put back together again that, and I couldn't get my simultaneous streaming going so that I could stream to Twitch and to YouTube at the same time. And I was just like, screw it, fuck it. Yeah, so I did kind of ditch on Thursday. And my coworker was like, yeah, don't skip too much because, you know, 1 week can turn to 5. And, yeah, like, basically, the first week that I missed was all, like, performance, like, other things that I had to do. The second week was mostly me just dragging ass. All right, I'm going to go ahead and issue a command to restart these workstations that are online. And I'm just going to basically start with filtering my view of my site workstations to only show online devices. There's 2 devices though that I know of I'm probably not going to need to restart unless... Perfect, they're not online. There's 2 laptops that I would not restart. So I'm going to click the menu after selecting all of those online systems after filtering my list to just include my online systems. And then I'm going to choose to, where is it? Schedule reboot immediately. Click the reboot button. They're all going. Check the backup schedule. So, check the backup schedule, collect the final backup. We're doing that right now. Restart all endpoints to sever server connections. Doing that right now. Another thing that I do to prep is, and this is specific to Dolphin, the product is designed such that you've got an update service on all of the machines that have the product installed. The server level installation installs the client as well as the server component. And again, like I said, installs that Dolphin update service. So within the Dolphin update service at the server, you can, when you open it up, basically set a password. Let me show you. Let me show ya. I got tricks. Alright, so the Dolphin update service. There we go. Drop it down. So right here, is, let me change this to, no. What is that? Isn't there a move? Move, yep, there it is. Oh my gosh. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having some technical difficulties. Still moving into my new system. So the Dolphin update service basically has a few tabs on it, but the thing I'm talking about right here is at the bottom. To require password to install updates manually, I will configure that for my clients at the server, put in a password, primarily because as soon as there's an update available, the Dolphin update service is going to want to spit it out to the clients and to the server. Server always needs to be updated first. If you update a client machine, but you can update a client first, and that's the problem, because if you update a client first, then everybody has to stop, drop, because you then have to go to the server and it has to be updated before any other clients can connect. Super fun that way. So I use this password at the server level to ensure that updates don't get pushed to my clients before we're ready, that we don't walk in on a Monday and the first person in runs the update on their system. They don't know anything's wrong. But then the next person comes in and then they're like, oh no, we've got patients, but we need you to update the server. So set that password. When it's time to do upgrades, clear that password and save it, and it'll clear it on all of the client machines. You set the password, it sets it on all the client machines. So it's pretty bitchin'. I'm going to clear that right now and click apply. Alright. So I can add to my prep, remove the install password for Dolphin. This is done from whatever system functions as the server. And I'm using my updates view of my workstations, on which I keep a pretty little last reboot column. So I'm just going to keep refreshing that until all of these systems show to have been rebooted today. And I'll just italicize what we finished. Actually, we're not technically finished with all of this. Got that done. Check on this backup. I hope this doesn't take a long time. It's only been 2 hours. Process of started date will appear here once available. So we're still waiting for this backup to do what it do. Scanning for changes. Again, welcome everybody to the MSP Backline, where I sit around after work and hope that someone joins me. If you have questions or concerns about your own environment, if you are a tech with another MSP and you need some help, hit me up. I also accept donations. MSP Backline on Cash App, $sign MSP Backline. You can catch me here on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, and at some point on a Saturday, but I haven't done a Saturday recording yet. You can also catch me on Twitch. More platforms come in eventually. Man, this backup is just doing its own thing. So what else do we have here? Let's check on these endpoints. Waiting on one station for reboot. We're gonna update the server first. Reboot if required. Doesn't always require it. And then after that, we will update all endpoints. To do that, let me see if I can. Yeah, I thought I would try to get a better bulleted list. Indented. So to update all the endpoints, basically you log in. Log in with an admin. Wait for the Dolphin update service. And I say install the impending updates one at a time, because when you try to click the update all of these button, it doesn't really flow very well the last time I checked. It's been a couple years since I tried to do... No. Actually, I tried like a few updates back to do an update all of these when there was a one of my clients had more than one Dolphin product, because there's like Dolphin Management, Dolphin Imaging, Dolphin Letters. So when I try to do all of them at the same time, the installer doesn't really manage that well. It just basically just starts all of them. It's not like it runs this one and waits for it to finish and then runs the next and waits for the finish. You'll be in the middle of your Dolphin Management installation and the Dolphin Letters will pop up. And of course you'll have problems with that. So I will typically do an update of one product at a time. Underneath the list of available products, you'll see an update all button. And this is on the updates tab. Let me actually show you that too. If there's more than one update available, or even if there is one, what you'll find is that update on this updates tab will be listed. Update or updates will be listed. If there are multiple updates available for a particular product, you will see their versions. If there are multiple, you will see all the versions available. You should not have to start from the lowest and lead up to the top. You should be able to, unless it's a major revision, be able to just start with the latest and right click it and choose to install the update. But I digress. Right here, this button, this install updates button, is available whether there's one update or 10 updates. What I'm saying is, if there's more than one product listed here, and they are segmented by product. In this particular instance, you see one product header because there's only one product that needs to be updated here. Otherwise, you might see another, with this font here, Dolphin Imaging right here in another list. Right click it in the list, choose to install this update. This button will install all the updates if there's more than one listed. If there's only one listed, it'll just install that one. Okay, so just insider tip there on Dolphin updates. And then underneath is the update history. So you'll see their revision history, when it was released, when it was received, because Dolphin does have to release those update packages to the clients, and then when it was installed. check on this backup. Please have done something. Still scanning for changes. I usually get better and more instantaneous performance of this product, so mildly disappointed. Still. This machine shows to have not been rebooted today because it is a laptop. So I'm going to take laptops out of the mix. No laptops and what's online. That should cover everything. Everything should have rebooted today. The laptops in question are not located at the home office. They will not be updated because they can't even get to the shares. What probably would have been better than removing the laptops, because they could have a laptop at the facility. Would have been to use the filter over the public IP, and then just filter it to only include the public IP address for their office, and then anything, regardless of whether it's a desktop or laptop, if it's at the main office, and thus has connectivity to the network for accessing shares for upgrading. You know, yeah, that's what it'll show. That's what you'll have. Those will be the only ones listed. Still waiting on this backup. This is not ideal. It really should have kicked off by now. I might be impatient and kick the backup service. Sometimes what we'll do, now since we recently onboarded them and had to touch every single system and thus had to log in with our account on every single system, we know that they know what their usernames are. But at some facilities, what we'll do is we'll make sure that we decorate our description at the least in quotes or brackets at the end of the general description what username is primary. Excuse me. On that machine, so that our admin, if users call in the day after the update and you're like, I can't log onto my machine, if we don't have to necessarily create a ticket for it, she can quickly give them an answer to that question. Your username was such and such. We help our admin get to level 9,000. That's the main thing I'm going to be doing tonight is this Dolphin Management update. If you just joined us, we are working the night shift. I am waiting on a server backup so that I can begin in conjunction with my cohorts who are working remotely tonight and upgrade to Dolphin Management. I honestly am going to be impatient here. Couple things. Couple things I noticed is that I've got the rollback driver on this server and I really don't want it on there. I've got some documentation. Rollback. I want to disable the rollback feature on this machine. The way that I do that is pretty take for the EDR. For the EDR, the ransomware rollback feature, this is not something you necessarily want on a server, and that might be why it took so long for the initial backup, might be why it's taking so long for this backup. But simply put, you just need to I'm gonna make this. Oh shit! Heading is way bigger. What is going on? Let me see something. It's H1 with a zoom. H1 with a zoom. 280. 270. 270. Bear with me, guys. I'm being a geek. There we go. 190. There we go. Disable ransomware feature. Okay, so let me grab this. Alright, so so basically we don't want it running on all our servers. I pretty much don't have it on my servers, to be honest. We need to uninstall it. The registry key doesn't remove it. First we gotta uninstall it, and then we're gonna add this value to this key. Alright? So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go to this server, I'm gonna go to apps and features. Still scanning for changes. Datto rollback driver. I'm gonna uninstall this bastard. And the reason I need to set that key is because I am not trying to remove the EDR. I don't want to remove the EDR. I need the EDR there, but I don't want this rollback feature. But they're paired up, and we'll roll out via policy. So it said that it was successful, that removal, and now I have the registry open. I'm navigating to local machine, software, Datto, EDR, adding a new D-word 32-bit value, disable rollback install, and I'm going to set the value decimal 1. Okay. Alright, so it'll look like hold on, sorry. So again, H key, local machine, software, Datto, EDR, new D word, value is 1. Okay. Reboot at the earliest opportunity. We can reboot later. We may end up rebooting. At the least, we may end up rebooting the backup service to maybe get this backup to kick in. Yeah, I'm gonna restart the endpoint backup service. If it doesn't work like I want, I'll restart the server. Probably not a bad idea anyway. Datto backup agent service. I'm gonna restart it. Now the endpoint v2, endpoint backup version 2 from Datto appears to kind of pick up on backups a lot more smoothly than products like, I don't know, Acronis. That's what I've had a lot of experience with, where if you interrupt a backup, it doesn't really pick back up very well. But this was doing something because it's taking a long time for the backup agent to stop. But I really want it to start again without the rollback driver running. Coworkers asking me a question. I was looking for oh my gosh, this is still stopping. Oh, painful. Looking for an email, so I'm gonna let myself get distracted. Go to my dashboard, I'm gonna launch Inky. Just moved into Inky. Didn't stop in a timely fashion. Task manager. Details, Datto. Backup agent. Oops. In task. Start. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Something Microsoft. Alright, so I'm gonna go to. I'm at the overview. I'm going to switch it to my own organization. And then I'm going to go to... First, I'm going to check the quarantine. And I'm going to... No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. He's being a little slow today. I've not been happy. But I'm going to start... Unbelievable. Something. Not happy with what I'm seeing. Bear with me, guys. Do everywhere. agent browser is not happy. I'm hoping it was my agent browser. Agent browser just took a massive crap. So I'm going to make sure that I open the Agent Monitor app back up, because without that icon down there, you won't be able to launch sessions. I got to reconnect to my servers. I had a whole lot of machines open, so do everywhere. Scanning for changes again. Got no throughput. I may restart after this tool is removed. So close. I'm probably gonna have to reboot the server. Yeah, it was nothing on the throughput end. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to restart the server before we get started. Other plan, we're going to go ahead and restart the server. I probably should have done that in the first place and looked for whatever it was I was just looking for just now. Sit tight. Enjoy the ride. We are moving on as we must. I'm actually doing this, making the same change to another server. For the rollback driver. Prod server's back up. Still not showing any throughput, but I probably need to refresh. Most excellent. Still no throughput. We may proceed. What we may do is just go ahead and proceed, but not without a checkpoint. Turn my heater on. I'm getting a little chilly. Yeah, I'm just about ready to say screw that. It's taking too long. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna delete this checkpoint, this old checkpoint, let it merge, take a new checkpoint. Let's see, the backup is annoying me. Just to do Alright, I'm letting them know I'm waiting on the merge of an old checkpoint so I can take a new one. We're at 5%. And it's pretty interesting. My freaking lazy eye showing, like, I don't really have it unless I'm, like, super tired. My mom has, my brother has it. It doesn't really impact me as much, but when I was doing my pre-recording testing, I was like, oh my god, my lazy eye showing. I'm pretty pooped still, but I just refuse to not hang out tonight. That said, one thing I do want to do is have a little something to drink. I'll be right back. Most excellent. Back. 13% merge progress. Good stuff. If anybody's here with me, and I don't think there is anybody here with me, we are MSP Backline, and we get together Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we work. IT related stuff, be reinstalling printers, be fixing software, be deploying servers, be setting up remote apps, be setting up VPNs, be setting up Azure cloud environments. Whole lot of things. Whole lot of different things. Could span any number of things. Any number of things. 23%. Welcome if you've joined us. %56. I wish I brought my little charger thing for this little fumigator. Yeah, I hid myself for a second. I needed to do something like pick my nose or something, maybe. Maybe I was picking my nose. Sneezed in my watch. 71%. Looking good. You want my back wall to look better? Donate. Cash App. MSP Backline. Want to see more content? Buy me some more time to start working on editing my videos. I promise this is going to be a swell channel. But we just kind of have to start out how we start out. We just kind of do. I'm happy to be here, though. I always go home in a good mood after a night of streaming. 72% on that merge. I'm sure I have some other tickets I can be looking at, but I don't want to get too distracted. I did well today. I only closed 16 tickets today. That's pretty. But 73. So hit me up if you have any IT questions. You can also reach me via email at holla@mspbackline.com. Ooh, I want to watch this. Edit 20 times faster in DaVinci Resolve. %75% on that merge. Just looking at my email. Nothing good. Whew. 78. We're still at 78%. What in the good Lord's house is going on? This is slow. Gonna need to do this on the 79. Here we go. It's still moving. It's still alive. Yeah, and then we're going to take this checkpoint, and then we're going to move forward. I will do some more backup testing to see if the removal of the rollback driver from Datto's EDR made any difference here. But I'm not... excuse me. I'm not sure why these backups were taking so long, but I'm not going to concern myself too much with it right now. And Dolphin update service should totally be starting with the server. The fact that it's not starting with the server is problematic. I always wants to know. Settings. Notify me every month, that's why. Check every single day. We want to know. Fantabulistic. Just reconfiguring my Dolphin update service to launch when the system when I log in. And to do that, you just put the on the settings tab. On the settings tab here, set it to automatic instead of notify. All right. And then I selected all those days because at the end of the day, it requires a password to install the updates manually, as specified the checkbox by the checkbox that I discussed earlier. So then you get your prompt as soon as you log in, whether or not there's an update available. 79 on the merge. But this machine, man, it took several days for my initial seed. The damn machine is using 3 terabytes, and I really need to check and see if that's like for real. Like, are we really using 3 terabytes of data here? Like, for real? So, yeah, we could totally trim, but I'll probably have to do some defragmentation. They've got 4.39 terabytes allocated, 1.6 of which is in use. Their host, I mean, that backend disk is just too it's just too big. Unnecessarily. Yeah. And I still have another 2.4 free on the host. So nuts. Interminable. Interminable, people. Trying really hard not to be impatient, but I'm feeling super impatient. Too impatient. I should really get to learn more about, I should get into Twitch a little bit more, learn a bit more about it. I've been thinking about doing like day-long streams. Just like, screw it. Because I think I can get away with almost, well, not almost anything, but I can definitely be more laid back. I don't know. Figure it out. So many ideas. 80. Oh my gosh. Hopefully. Ideally, you know, by tomorrow morning, we'll be at 99%. And then we can reschedule this for tomorrow. %. 81%. %. 85%. I was just sorting my sheet so that I know exactly what systems I have lined up. Again, we're gonna have to do another wait for the checkpoint when we make it. Just see if I've got anything else going on that I can do while I'm waiting. All right, so that is done. I'm going to now take a checkpoint. I am taking this checkpoint, and once it's done, I'm going to begin the upgrade of the server. And it was created. I'm going to go ahead and grab my ticket number for this update. Grab the ticket number, and I'm actually going to make the description of the checkpoint be the ticket number and the date. There, okay. So if I need to reference, you know, what all this had to do with full context, then I can do that by just pulling up the ticket. I'm about to upgrade the server now. Yep, backup still ain't about la-di-da. So I am on the server clicking install updates. La-di-da. And then when this process is over, then, we're going to leave. I don't think this is going to end up lasting. Well, actually, it could end up lasting the full 2 hours because I started before 5:30 today. It's whatever. As much time as I can spend with you. Back in 22, yeah, this looks like this is back when I was in with my old firm. Not too many updates since then. So basically, I'm just waiting for this installation to appear for me. Just reviewing the task manager list of processes running right now as this is running. I'm a curious little beast. Sometimes I just like to see what's going on. This update had no interactivity. Yeah, there appears to be barely any interactivity at all. We'll check and see. Because what I'm seeing here on my update history is I already showed to have had the product installed today. I saw a few pop-ups, command prompt pop-ups. Typically the installation, it really isn't silent. It still says that it's installing Dolphin Management, but I've not seen a single solitary prompt. Installing, it says. I'd believe it if I saw something. But it's treating me like like everything is installed as far as like representing the installation dates here. I'll show you. So as you can see on the updates tab where it looked like this before, where basically we showed our list of available updates. New update is ready to install. Now what I see is that it's already installed and that it's installing off of management, but I still haven't seen any type of, pardon me, UI here. Oh, this was my desktop today. This bear looks like he's wearing moose. Look at that. Look at this guy. Moose. You know, Sasu. A little Sasu moose going on there. It's a pretty sexy bear. Anyway, still says it's installing, but it looks like this. Where it lists this last update that is installing right now, when it was released, when it was received, when it's been installed. That would be 4 minutes ago, or 3 minutes ago, rather. And what I don't see is that it's done. So, gonna have to wait. Just making sure I'm not missing something here. That's why I'm looking at File Manager. And now it's done. No, you're done. No, we're finished. No, end of the story. So I'm gonna copy this picture over to my cohort here. Let her know that there's 0 activity. Just watch the status field. We're ready to rock. Server update is done. All right, so let's take a look at this. We finished the restart all endpoints. Update server done. Now we're gonna update all of the endpoints. So I'm going to click close. So I don't know if this was reflected in the image that I showed, but as you can see, that little dot there is blue, okay? In this picture, it's gray. In this picture, it's green. Okay, so it's green when there's a new update ready to install. When it is installing an update, it is flickering between this gray and this blue. So it flickers back and forth between the gray and the blue. Let's see. Yeah, so it flickers back and forth between the gray and the blue. That's what it does. Kind of like this. While it's updating, and then when it's done, it just looks gray. When there are updates pending, it's green. I feel like we're gonna have to log in. Not per user. Not a dumb question. Log in as as us. they all know their logins. So my cohort asked if, we were going to need to log in as the end user. She couldn't remember if the installation for Dolphin is a per machine or per user type of thing. It is per machine, so we can log in as any user and perform the upgrade. And then when the next user logs in, they won't have to do anything. All will be done. So let me go to my sheet and get to the beginnings of things. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is while I'm working on a machine, I'm going to turn it orange. But it looks like my machine that I was assigned appears to have gone offline. So I'm going to wake some bastards up. Go back to my unit here and wait for it to come online. Right now I'm gonna have to skip over my 16 until I can wake it back up. Alright, let's go. Forgot. Not using our usual. So I'm going to get started on one, move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. Try not to juggle more than 3. That's what I tend to do. So I will start getting lost. So I'm logging into one, logging into the next. This machine that went offline is pissing me off. All you had to do was wait. All you had to do was wait for me. $17, $19. System should load. If you're feeling, impatient, you could just load the Dolphin update service yourself. Gonna open it on this system. Install updates. 17, log in on 19, 16 is still offline, the bastard. think I led you astray. On the production server, I'm going to open the Dolphin update. I'm going to remove all the checkboxes from all the boxes. So it'll tell me when the updates are there, but I don't want it to automatically install. Alright. We'll see how that works. And it's basically the Dolphin update service as you saw it just a little while ago. I'm going to pop it back up here. But instead, I have removed all of these checkboxes so that it doesn't automatically install the updates on any of these days, but rather it's still just checking and waiting for new updates, okay? Let's get back to it. Let me get back to my station. Installing. 19 is installing. 16 is a jerk face. $22. Let's go. I'm rolling 3 deep. 17, 19, 22. I change them orange while I'm working them. Red if I can't get to them. Install updates. 17 still installing. 19 still installed. 22 is, while those 3 are rolling, let me check out. I'll wake up on land here. Thank you for joining me on the night shift, everybody. We are working hard as opposed to hardly working. Got one endpoint down. One endpoint done. This one was already updated. Oh, there it is. Sweet. My first one's done. I've moved on to another to put me working at 3 at a time. I still may move on to 4. 20, let's see, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33. My second machine is done. Here on the night shift, I'm going to update and restart this unit. Second unit, it appears to have a pending update, so I'm going to do that. Drop that one. Starting up what is to be my third, since I closed my second. 2 down, 26. Most excellent. I'm a little less stuffy than I was a couple weeks ago too. I was sounding pretty bad. I feel like I was kind of fighting some illness. I could have stacked my hair a little better. I'm looking a little rough. I don't really care. Derby. Roller derby injury. My finger was like cocked to the side like this. It was crazy. Pretty hardcore, actually. But yeah, that's why my finger looks all crooked, because roller derby. All right, let's see. What is this? Really? Just noticing that this system has old AV software on it. I'm gonna download and install Revo. Oh, fantastic. This one's done. Sign out. This is 22. These machines are much faster. Logging into my third. Hurry up and install Revo. As I'm launching Dolphin update service. Something went wrong here. I'm in an OPE. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sentinel 1. This one's done. I haven't shifted on to new units because I found a system that has some remote control software on it that I should be seeing. So I'm gonna mark this one as working on it. Let's move on to 28. Hate when you don't see things on the installer list. Oh well, I gotta move on. Let's go. Install those updates. 26, 27. C28. This one. Moving along, we are doing a Dolphin update tonight here on MSP Backline. We're working that night shift, all of us together. Maybe you're chilling with me. Maybe you'll chill with me later. But we're having a good time here. Kind of. This is a recently onboarded client, and I am finding a few instances where I see some products that I would have rather seen removed during onboarding still there. Not sure if we're dealing with some type of reinstall situation or not. Installing. Install updates. I think I'm gonna get some more, so I can fill the rest of this in. I'm trying to get fill the rest of it in. I'm used to this fucking camera stuff. The things we can do while we're waiting for a login. Updates, most excellent. This is great. Most excellent. I'm on my last one. I'm on my last unit. Let's see if 16 came back up. Excellent. Gosh, these systems are so much better. We have another orthodontics office, and they just... It's getting them to spend money is unironically like pulling teeth. And so when we do these updates at their office, we're fighting against products that, oh my gosh. All right, I am getting the ball rolling on my last machine. Oh, wow. Fantastic, people. You're basically going to be right at the 2-hour mark. Right at the 2-hour mark. Well, not right at. We'll be a little bit over. But listen, I'm waiting for these updates to start on my last systems here. So while that's going on, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back. Actually, I'm gonna wait because it never fails that when I have to go to the bathroom, the guy who cleans our restrooms is like mopping or something, and I always feel so rude. Always feel so rude about it. My last 2 machines. Software's updating on my last 2 machines. And then I'm outie. Then our night shift will have concluded. So So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for him to leave, and then I'm going to mess up his mopping job. I don't mean to, but if a gal's got to pee, a gal's got to pee. All right, second to last one done. Waiting on my last one. It's been fun. It's been fun with my background. This is my little orange, like, checkerboard thing. I think I might get him to expand out this way. Okay. So that, you know, but I don't mind. I don't mind them not necessarily being balanced because of the way that they're set up in the corner. It's impossible for them to be equal and have. It's impossible for them to be equal number of edges out and have an ending like this side does. See that? If this side's like this, then that side is like that. It's just the way that it is. But if I spread them out a little further, you really won't be able to tell. Last one. Come on, take your time. But yeah, as soon as he is done mopping and he locks up, I'm going to go walk my dirty little footprints over his mop job and into the restroom. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, cheers. I am done with my endpoints. Everybody else is wrapping up. When I get home, actually, I think I might see if one of my counterparts will set the password. Ladies and gentlemen, I am done with my set of machines for which I had to manage an update. It's been fun. Now, I do have a technician who's not going to be able to hop on for another 15 minutes. So he has a set of machines that he's going to do. So we're not going to get to the reconfigure the install password for Dolphin. But we were able to take care of this. For all of my units and for all of the endpoints that the other users, my other techs that were working with me remotely have done. I believe we had... there's my second tech done. Let me see. Let me clear this filter. Yeah. Nice. And my third tech out there. or my second tech. My third tech is going to be starting in 15. My second tech is almost done. So this isn't going to happen on cam. But basically, I'm just going to make a password, put a check in the box, and then let my team know what that password is. Because we're going to need to use it for the machines that were offline. Of mine, there was only one machine of mine that wasn't available when I needed it to be, and it went offline just a little bit before, so we'll have to probably roll out some centrally managed power settings as well to make sure these units are not falling asleep, or, to be honest, I like to run commands against the units as well to activate Wake on LAN. Unfortunately, that command does and can differ between machines because of the version of the Dell CLI that it may be running, but you know, the amount of time that it takes to locate the correct set of parameters, I still save time compared to right now. Like if I had already pre-configured Wake on LAN, this wouldn't be a big deal. They can go if they want. I can wake it back up, do what I need to do, let it shut back down. But I am going to have to tap in tomorrow morning, or one of my crew is. At any rate, I just want to say thank you so very much for joining me today with my new camera position, my new wall situation. It's been a joy. I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. And thanks again for joining me for the night shift. MSP Backline. Make your donations at Cash App, MSP Backline. Hit me up if you have any questions or concerns or anything that you might want to see. Holla at MSPBackline.com. Thanks again. And we will see you on Thursday.